Alright, here's a video, just because I want to use the video editing stuff more, but here's a video. I've cleaned all of the circuit boards and this aluminum foil board thing. It's kind of cheap in my opinion that they just slapped a aluminum foil on the back there, and they ground everything through the boards and not the actual metal foil thing, which doesn't make a bit of sense to me, but okay. Yeah, and I also got cleaned the head outside and in, and I probably should hit it one more time on the bottom here because there's still some crap in the corners that I still need to get, but yeah. So yeah, I don't know if this is factory or not, but it doesn't look like it. It could be, but I doubt that two wires together are supposed to be like that, or like this, or yeah. And this is major hack with a wire just dangling, and then a wire out, just hanging out here, and then this nifty resistor here that's just soldered to another resistor. That's neat. I need to figure out what the resistor is, because I have no idea which one it should be, because I doubt that this is factory. When on this board, the reverse side has a bunch of wires going from all over the place. Yeah, it's been jumpered to death on the back side. I do have photos of it on the Diamond Lady photo album on my Facebook. But yeah, well, since there was so many fuses that were overamped, you've got most of the transistor, or yeah, or is it resistor? I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, I sound real professional, don't I? But yeah, there's a lot of cooking on the back of these transistors. On all of these, the backs were pretty cooked. I mean, the game did work, but yeah, it's so I may see that with the rest of the transistor boards on the playfield and whatnot. I still haven't done anything with the top of the playfield or underneath. I started to I actually got almost the whole front half of this cleaned up. So I've got this left flipper button, and yes, just to let you know, I did take out the flipper button completely, and cleaned it up, and also cleaned under the gunk that was in the hole where the flipper button was. I also cleaned the contacts, and I also let me show the other side, because I haven't done it on the other side yet, but they have these clips that especially from the age, they break super easy. They're brittle and they just pop right off. It's a nice idea, but they come out really easy, especially when all the vibrations are going on these pins. So I'm going to solder that straight onto the terminals, like the one on the left side. And I cleaned up the ball roll tilt, and there was a ball already in the ball roll tilt, so I just cleaned it up and then cleaned the trough area and put it back in. And this numbnut, whoever it was, cut the wires to the plumb bob on the bottom here. Whoever it was, didn't know how to adjust the damn plumb bob, because it was the only thing I could think is that I actually adjusted this, but before the ring was touching the plumb bob, and I'm sure it was in a constant tilt, so I actually adjusted it so that it's pretty much in the center. And then of course I soldered the wire and then put the heat shrink tubing on it. I know it's not really aesthetically pleasing. The other thing I could have done is rewire the whole thing, but I don't have the stripe, green and yellow and white stripe wires, so I could have done it with just a regular colored solid color wire, but I think doing it, just splicing it back in is fine. But you can disagree with me if you want, but yeah. And well, I started to take off the start button there, and that's when I pretty much stopped yesterday. So it was about a bit over 9 hours that I worked on this, and I got fairly far on it. Let me take the pipe pan out here so you can see the Yes, we know you're there, Merlin. So yeah, the bottom looks a lot nicer. Oops, and there went the pipe in. And then I cleaned up, of course, the on-off switch there. And I haven't gotten to this side of the cab yet, and I need to clean up the coin area still. And of course take out the buttons, even though I kind of don't want to, but I guess I'll be thorough or something. And then of course cleaning up the button and leaf switch and putting the wires straight onto the terminals down there. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I did clean up. Well, actually, let me show what I did in this area, because I actually started with this when I did come into the cab area. Alright, so in this area I cleaned it up, even though I usually start with like either the front or the back and work my way forward or back, etc. But this one I actually started with this area because I wanted to, since I was into this where the fuses are, I thought I might as well clean the blocks plus around it, so that's why I cleaned it up, which this isn't too dirty. I mean, I've had cleaned worse, and it is dirty of course, but not as bad as some of the ones that I've had to clean, like the hee-haw over there. And let me get that washer. we go. Alright, so going back into the head for a moment. Alright, so what I was thinking, as soon as I get the manual for this thing, what I'm going to do is I was thinking of cutting off both of the ends here and then heat shrink tubing. The other option, like the plumb bob, I could rewire the whole thing, but like I said, I only have the solid colors, so I may have to just make do, because I don't really like crimp crap stuff like this, so on especially wires that are just, they go up to the, I know that they connected to something because it does go up to the connector and connected to something, but I have to wait until next week when the manual comes so that I know where these things go. And of course down here's the same thing. They pretty much cut all the wires and then did this nifty hack. So yeah, it'll probably be the same thing here too. So anyways, I think that's it. Well, let me go over to the rest of this. And actually, I think I haven't hit the top of the head here yet, so that it's not completely. Yeah, I haven't hit the top here yet, but I'll hit it at some point. So yeah, that's pretty much the update so far. But yeah, I'll definitely get this up and running completely. Yeah. And I have a complaint about this area. I pretty much have to take off this back piece to get to the lights. Well, and even then, I can't really get my hands in there, and I mean, what I need is one of those bulb pullers, but I don't, of course, have one of those, so I'll probably take this off and check out the back and see if they have any hacks like this lovely stuff, and go from there. I mean, I think it lit up fully, but I just want to check back there since there is evidence of nice hacks going. And when I say nice, I mean not so nice. But anyways, I think that's it for now. So, yeah, bye.